Today I'm making some scones or scones, depending on which way you say it, and these have got caraway seeds in them. Now this was requested and I said that I would give it a go and see if I could make some that were as delicious as the lady that had these in a golf club. So let's see what we can do. I'm making these cheesy scones with the caraway seeds. Now, as these say on them, they're earthy and aromatic. These are really similar actually to cumin seeds, but their flavour it's got like a little bit of aniseed, I would say, and slightly fennel as well. So they're used in lots of different dishes, you know, things like rye bread. You can put them on, sprinkle them on soup, you know, like toast them, put them on soup. I think they're also used in some curries and different things as well. I thought as it was requested, I would give them a try. So we're going to start off with self-raising flour. And I'm going to be using 450 grams. We're going to be baking these scones in the Ninja on the bake setting. That might just be more or less the amount of flour I've got left. I feel like I've got a big cloud of flour there, but never mind. Right, okay, so flour in there, and then we want a good pinch of salt. So I'm going to turn that several times to give us a good old pinch there. And now I need my butter. My butter is just literally come straight from the fridge, so it is chilled. I'm just going to reset my scales so that I can weigh that in. I'm going to chop it into small chunks and just weigh that. So I want 80 grams of butter. So let's just start getting that in. We're going to be rubbing this together with our hands, so a very traditional method. Going to get it all in my nails, going to get all nice and messy. These are quite nice to make though, because they're pretty simple. Like the ingredients list is not long and they should be pretty good. And I think served warm with a nice healthy chunk of butter on top, they will be delicious with that caraway seed and the cheese. So if you do request for me to make something, I do always try and give it a go for you. Obviously, I've got loads of things that I'm working on, so I can't always kind of do it straight away, but I will try to fit it in somewhere. All right, we're nearly there. We're nearly at the 80 grams. Just use my fingers and my thumbs and just rub that butter through the flour. You just have to be patient with this. It takes a while. But for me, this is Sunday afternoon, and I quite find this quite therapeutic, quite relaxing, quite a nice, easy recipe to make this. I haven't got to think about it too much. I think that butter is more or less rubbed in. There's a few little lumps happening. Just trying to make sure that I have got that going throughout that flour the best I can. So I want 95 grams of cheddar total. I've put 65 in there for now, and we're just saving back the rest of it. In total, we're going to want 2 teaspoons of these caraway seeds, but for now what I'm putting in here is 1.5. So let's measure those in. So there's 1. And yeah, the rest we're just going to hold back for topping. And then I've got a half here. So let's just get a half and add those in. You can really smell that sort of fennel and aniseedy smell. Smells really good. Okay, so we can give this a little stir and get that well combined. And then the next thing we're going to add is our milk. Now I'm going to be adding in whole milk because I have got some left over from another recipe, so I want to use that up, but I don't see why you can't use semi-skimmed, but I just thought I would let you know in case the result is slightly different. I am using whole milk in this. So I want 250 mils, and we're just going to now pour this in. And I'm just going to use my metal spoon and just kind of, what do you call this? I suppose it's just folding really, isn't it? This probably is another name for it. If you can think of what the name is, then let me know, but I think it's just sort of folding. So I'm just folding that in, being quite gentle with it, just bringing that together slowly. So now it's time to get out my silicone mat I love and use for lots of my recipes. If you've been here before, then you will have seen me use it. They're the ones from Amazon. They're linked on my website under the accessories page if you do want them. Website is www.susannahskitchen.uk. So let's go and grab on my mats. Okay, so bringing my mat in there. It shouldn't need it, but you can add a little bit of extra flour. If you haven't got one of these mats, then you definitely want a bit of flour on your work surface, just like that. And then we can get this out because we want to bring this together and knead it. So we want to knead this until it's pretty smooth, if you know what I mean, and we haven't got these lumpy, chunky bits anymore. So let's just use our hands. Whoops, got a bit under there. Bring that together. Now, I'm certainly no baking expert, and I'm sure a lot of you might be watching this going, there's better ways of doing it, or that's not quite right. But I just kind of do my best. At the end of the day, I'm making recipes for the Ninja Foodi that are most certainly achievable for everybody. Brilliant. That is now looking so much better. I can now kind of treat it like a proper dough. You can see the difference, can't you? Still got a few little bits falling off of it, but as a general rule, that is good, and that's what I mean by it looking smooth. And now let's just flatten this out. I want it to be fairly thick still, a good couple of centimetres thick, I would say. If you're using a rolling pin, you might just want to put a little bit of extra flour on your rolling pin and also your scone dough. Now I've just got a pastry cutter here, and I'm going to cut out as many as I can get. I don't know, maybe 12 of these I might get from here. Cut those out. Now I have got, excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold. I keep sneezing actually. Right, let's just move over slightly. I want to cook these on bake. So I've just literally put a circular, it's the bottom of a baking tin. I've just put that on here, but I think I want to put a little bit of spray oil, and I'm just going to rub that in a minute, as my base so that these don't stick too badly. So let's have a look what we've got here. There you go. Nice and thick still, round, looking good. Let me just cut the rest out and I'll be back. Now I've got 5 on here comfortably with a little bit of space. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to go with that and bake those on their own. Now you could try doubling it up and using the top of the rack and baking some more if you want to, or you can do them separately. So it's really up to you what you want to do. I do find that when you layer things up, things don't cook as well as if you just have one layer. So because I've got the time and I'm experimenting myself, I think I'm just going to do just one layer today. Right, so I've got that extra cheese. So I'm just going to put a little bit of that cheddar on top, making sure I don't use too much because I need some for those other ones. Now, I don't really see why you couldn't bake these today and then do put this in the fridge covered and bake this tomorrow. So you've got kind of fresh ones each day. I can't see why not. Leave me a comment if you think that there's any issues with that, but that's what I would probably do. And then we have just got that extra half a teaspoon of caraway seeds. So I'm just going to sprinkle just a few of those over each one. Right, let's lower those down into the Ninja like that and close the lid. Now I'm going to set them to bake on 200. I don't know how long these are going to take. I'm going to go with 15 minutes and we'll see where we're at. Okay, so we've got 4 minutes left. At halfway, I actually turned the temperature down to 180 because I felt like they were colouring way too much. We want them golden, of course, but we want them to be like hollow, like I'll give a hollow sound when tapped. So let's take this one out. No, not cooked. No, they're not cooked yet. No, still slightly stodgy underneath. That's absolutely fine because I thought they were going to need longer, so we will continue. But I'm going to continue on 180 because I think they were colouring just a bit too much. Another thing we could do with these is actually flip them over because we want that underside to have a, you know, to be hollow basically and be cooked. So the cheese is all melted on them, so why not flip them over and carry on cooking like that? It's going to make sure that they're nice and even. It would appear that that has worked a treat. Got that hollow sound. They are cheesy, they are golden, they are cooked. I'm going to get them out. 15 minutes, really quick. Now I'm simply going to go in with that second batch. So I did get another 5. So we've got 10 in total there. So that is all good. These are probably, I'm going to imagine, cook a bit quicker because obviously everything is now super hot. So I've just cut into one and let's get some butter on there whilst it's still warm. Look at that. Gorgeous. To show you up close.